What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. So we are 7 games into the 2025 season. Really feel like we know what this team is, what they're going to be. And to say that the defense this year has been a disappointment is a massive understatement. Heading into the year, fans and pundits, all of us collectively thought that the defense was going to be the strength of the football team. It looked good on paper. You expected development at all 3 levels. You thought the depth was going to be a little bit better than it was. And let's just rip the Band-Aid off. We, and I include myself in this, severely overhyped this defensive coaching staff. Now, can they turn it around? Can they improve? Yes and yes. But this is a video just talking about the first 7 games that we've seen this season. No projections, no what ifs, just what we've seen on the football field. But guys, before we do get into it, if you are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you can, please do subscribe to the Trojan Blade Patreon or become a member here on the channel. Both of those are linked in the description, and that really helps to allow me to do this full time. Really appreciate you guys being here. Now let's talk about the USC defense. All right, so coming out of the gate, let me just make 2 statements here. Number 1, this defense is not nearly as talented as we thought before the season. And number 2, this is not a well-coached defense. I see a lot of people on social media, and it has to be one or the other. It's all the player's fault or it's all the coach's fault. As with most things in life, it's somewhere in the middle. Which, going back to last year, I think most people would say that the defense wasn't that talented, right? Especially along the defensive line and at the linebacker position. Now, returners that we had from last year that are really talented, you have Eric Gentry, Kamari Ramsey, and guys like Cameron Crawford, very talented, but not proven at that level, right? So when you go to the transfer portal, and I really thought we had to have a big class, and we didn't, you go and get Chasen Johnson, who I still think is going to be a great player. He got hurt out of his control, very unfortunate. Tamir Robinson on this year's team is not an impact player. Kennedy Urlacher on this year's team is a special teams player. Kevin Longstreet is a walk-on. Bishop Fitzgerald, fantastic pickup, impact player for sure. Jamal Jarrett's only playing like 5 snaps a game, not an impact player. DJ Harvey is one of the bigger swings and misses of the transfer portal era at USC in my opinion. He's not playing at all either. And then you have Keyshawn Silver, which a lot of people were really hyping up in the offseason. I tried to push back on that a little bit, and of course people got very upset. But Keyshawn Silver was an average player at Kentucky. He has great athleticism, great size, but he hasn't been a productive player in his college career. And I think we're seeing that play out this year as we're relying on him to be a starter. So as I went through it, I'm sure you can tell from the defensive perspective for this year specifically, not talking about any future projections, this transfer class was a major bust. So there wasn't a really big infusion of talent there. On the recruiting trail, you are having Jakeem Stewart play a really big role as a true freshman. And guys, he's a true freshman. He makes some insane impact plays, but he's not going to give you that consistency that a more veteran player would, or like he will even in a few years from now. Like, he's going to be an incredible player. Probably, with his trajectory, the best defensive lineman in college football if all things go according to plan. But he's obviously not there yet in a down-in, down-out basis. That injury really stunted Alex Graham, and we haven't seen anything from him. Floyd Boucard has played well, but is now hurt. Like, there just wasn't a very big infusion of talent for this year's team specifically. Now, for the future, absolutely. But again, all that we're talking about is the 2025 Trojans. So with all of that in mind, let's get into the numbers and see what this defense is actually doing. And I'm going to warn you now, when you hear these numbers, you're going to think we're still in the Alex Grinch era. A lot of it is extremely concerning. So let's just rip the Band-Aid off. We're 130th in the nation in allowing plays of 50+ yards. That is tied for dead last in the country. We're talking about a USC team in year 4 under head coach Lincoln Riley, playing in the Big Ten, where you get that Big Ten boost defensively because the offenses aren't so good, and you're allowing the most 50+ yards plays in the country? Guys, let's keep in mind the offenses we've gone up against. Missouri State, terrible offense. Georgia Southern, terrible offense. Purdue, terrible offense. Michigan State, not a very good offense. Illinois, good offense, but got pretty much dominated by Indiana and Ohio State, the top tier of the conference. Michigan, not a good offense. And then obviously with Notre Dame, they ran the ball on us like they haven't ran the ball all year long. Some more numbers. We're 91st in total first downs allowed. Georgia Southern picked up 26 first downs against us. Purdue picked up 23. Michigan State 20. Illinois 25. Michigan only 17. And Notre Dame 23. So we're consistently hovering around in that range. For example, when you look at our offense, we're pretty much doing that to the defenses we're playing. And think about how good and efficient our offense is. So as good and efficient as our offense is being, our defense is allowing a similar performance to the opposing offense pretty much every single week. And again, the warning signs were there in that Georgia Southern game. If you guys remember the way they moved the ball, we were having defensive busts. They had a pretty balanced attack. They threw for 235, ran for 142. They averaged 4.3 a pop. Just not good. We're 70th in total defense, 79th in passing yards allowed. And when you look at the quarterbacks we've gone up against, that's pretty scary. And then looking at the PFF team grades, we are the number 68 total defense for them, the number 115th ranked run defense, 115 guys. And we are the 55th ranked pass rush unit. Okay, so I just threw a lot of numbers at you. And all of that pretty much just to say it's not good enough. In year 4 under Lincoln Riley, in year 2 under defensive coordinator D'Anton Lynn, not good enough any way you look at it, any way you slice it. Going back and doing the rewatch of the Notre Dame game, I'm pretty close to saying that Rob Ryan was not a good hire. Or I shouldn't phrase it like that because the process that they went about it, I agree with the process. At the time, I thought it was a good hire. It just turns out to not have been. So I'm not questioning the process, just the end result. Our linebackers were so lost, so undisciplined, so tentative, so timid. I have never seen anything like it. Desmond Stevens has not improved at all from freshman to sophomore year. Eric Gentry's Eric Gentry. I'm not going to give any coach really credit for that because he's been this guy the entire time under Grinch, under Lynn, under Entz, and now under Rob Ryan. And again, is it a talent issue? What's the problem here? All I know is when I watched Desmond Stevens last year, he was fluid, he was athletic, he has a hell of a frame, 6'3", 235. I liked a lot of what we saw from him, but that just has not translated to the field this year. And again, it's not all bad on the defense. I'm going to be doing my midseason award video probably on Thursday. And there's a few guys I'm going to be talking about in there, like DeCarlos Nicholson, like Bishop Fitzgerald, like Eric Gentry. So, not all bad. But when you're having these immense struggles at the linebacker position, when you go to the transfer portal and get a guy like Jamal Jarrett, a guy like DJ Harvey, and they essentially give you nothing, that's a big, big miss. Personnel-wise, mentality-wise, toughness-wise, especially on the road, we don't match up against these bigger, tougher Midwest teams. We saw that last year, and we're seeing it again this year. Now, what happens when the team gets on a plane and flies somewhere else? I don't know. We can beat anybody in the country, maybe outside of like Ohio State at home. I firmly believe that. Something happens with this team when we go and get on a plane and when we fly somewhere else. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but we're a completely different team on the road. And something I've been getting a lot of criticism for this year, and I do believe it's fair, so I'll take accountability for that. But people have been saying that I have not been holding Coach Lynn's feet to the fire enough. I've been throwing it all on Riley, and I do agree with that, and that I should be talking more about Coach Lynn and his struggles, his deficiencies. And I will get to him in a minute. But when you look at Lincoln Riley, year in, year out, what is the one thing that follows him? Or I guess two things. Elite offense, right? And a defense that's soft at times and really struggles. And we're seeing that exact formula this year. Like if we go on a run, if we beat Nebraska, if we beat Northwestern, if we beat Iowa, if we beat UCLA, the offense is going to have to carry us. UCLA is going to put up some points on this defense. We're going to have to score to win that game. I'm not sure if you guys have been watching the Bruins. That offense is legit. If this isn't just a feel-good story, this isn't just a flash in the pan. They are talented, especially at the quarterback position. Nebraska's wide receiving core, legit. They have absolute dudes there. Now, I'm not a believer in Dylan Raiola, like at all. He holds the ball too long. If he spent half the time he uses playing dress up in the mirror like Patrick Mahomes and applied that to learning how to actually be a quarterback, he could be a damn good one. But I'm not a believer in him. But still, that offense is really good. They can put up points on you. That's going to be a home game for them at night, a blackout. Don't like anything about that situation. I really don't. But how many of you can say that you have faith in this defense as the year goes on to carry us, or not even carry us, just to play above water to help us get these wins? Like if the offense has an off day, do you think we can win a game? Because I'll be honest, I don't. If the offense doesn't show up, I think we can lose to every single opponent left on the schedule. Northwestern's playing some damn good ball. Iowa is too. They didn't even pass the ball against Penn State and they won. The Big Ten Conference, the Big Ten schedule, it's unforgiving. And if we get one more loss against Nebraska, the mentality of this defense as a whole is going to be fascinating to watch. Because we've seen when they go and they have adverse conditions, when they're playing on the road, when it's raining, they're not mentally tough enough to handle that. So if we have 3 losses and we're out of the playoff race, we're out of the Big Ten race, what is this defense going to do? I don't know. You don't know. But if what we've seen from this year holds any truth, then we can probably bet that they're not going to handle it very well. This is not a team under Lincoln Riley that rises up. Like when bad things happen in games, we kind of tend to just fold. That's why we don't win these close ones. We don't know how to win these games. The mentality isn't there. I know a lot of you don't like him, but when you turn on Oregon and they're late in the game and you see Dan Lanning getting after his guys on the sideline, that intensity, that mentality, that alone is going to make it to where you win more than you lose. We don't have that. They were showing our sideline in the fourth quarter when it was still a very close game. We have guys yawning. Lincoln Riley's just looking over his play sheet. No fire, no hunger. I have talked about this. The only two guys that have consistently showed it and showed it in this game in South Bend, DeCarlos Nicholson and Christian Pierce. Those two guys play with their hair on fire, extremely physical, and they will get after you. They'll talk shit. They'll get in your face, and I absolutely love that. So I know this video has been kind of ranty, kind of all over the place. Talking about this defense infuriates me, I'll be honest, because there's no world where the defense should be this piss poor in year 4 under Lincoln Riley. We should at least be a top 40 unit. I think we can all agree on that. Asking for top 40, especially in the Big Ten, is not that much. There is a Big Ten bump. The offenses, not that good. That's why you see so many Big Ten teams littering the top 25. But you don't see USC. Again, guys, 70th in total defense. 70th. Not 60, not 50, not 40, not 30. We are ranked 70th in the country with 2 atrocious non-con games with Missouri State and Georgia Southern. It's just unacceptable. D'Anton Lynn gets a lot of praise, a lot of credit, especially from me. I know I've been hyping him up like crazy, but I'm not going to do that anymore. He has to go out and prove it. He has to go out and show us. Because just like I said about Lincoln Riley, I am done blindly expecting something to happen when we've never seen it. I have major questions about this coaching staff. I have major questions about the players on the field. And this game against Nebraska in 2 weeks, is it a game I think we're going to win? Based on how we play on the road, it's going to be a blackout. It's going to be a night game. No, I don't expect us to win this. Because under Lincoln Riley, this isn't a game we win. Is it a game we have to win? Also, yes, it is. In year 4 under Lincoln Riley against this very flawed Nebraska team. I don't care if it's on the road. I don't care if it's loud. Teams play on the road in loud situations all the time. We have to win, and that's the bottom line. Now, how can this defense get better? What can we do different? Well, at this point, I think we just need to stay in 4-3. I really do. I know sometimes you have to play nickel because it's scheme dependent based on what the offense comes out in. I get it. But when we have a choice, we need to have 3 linebackers on the field. And I don't know what Rob Ryan is telling Desmond Stevens, but he has to get on his ass over these next 2 weeks. This D'Anton Lynn system is designed for the linebackers to come down and clean up. They have very high tackle totals, very high stat totals in general. And we're not seeing that from our Mike backer when we need to. He has not been good enough this year, not even close. And at some point, they're going to have to consider playing somebody else. Because after that performance in the game against ND, and I don't mean to just single him out because everybody's at fault in that linebacker group. Gentry didn't play that well. Jaden Walker played okay at moments, but overall not good enough. But Desmond Stevens isn't a young guy anymore. He's had enough starts. He's had enough playing time. He's a seasoned linebacker. He knows what he's doing in this system. This next bye week, he needs to come out and he needs to play the game of his life against Nebraska. We cannot see any more of this hesitation, any more of this taking yourself out of the play. We need better from the Mike linebacker position, just like we need better from the interior of the defensive line. But that's the infuriating part about Desmond. He is so physically gifted. He has the frame, he has the athleticism, he has the instinctiveness in space. He's a very good coverage linebacker. None of that has ever been doubted. He's just got to be tougher, plain and simple. Not saying he's not tough or whatever BS you guys are going to write in the comment section, but he just needs to be tougher. The interior line has to be more solid. The ends can't get washed out the way they were against ND. But guys, I'll tell you right now, Nebraska is going to try to run it down our throats. They're going to come out, they're going to be physical, they're going to be aggressive, and that crowd is going to be on fire. So how is USC going to handle it? How are we going to respond? All very big questions that we have coming up. But as for the defense this year, just to put a bow on it, very disappointing. Expected so much more from our players, from this coaching staff. And again, it hasn't been all bad. But to be at this point in year 4, after all the investment on the defensive side, Lincoln got all the coaches he wanted. D'Anton Lynn got all the coaches he wanted. It's been a failure up to this point. We still have a chance to salvage things, but like I said, not just going to blindly expect it. I'm going to wait and see and watch just like the rest of you. So after that very uplifting video, if you guys did happen to enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate you guys being here today. Viewer comments is out tomorrow. Mid-season awards is out Thursday. And yeah, you guys are awesome. And as always, take care and fight on.